recipe. I do a lot of things as superintendent, but I'll tell you what, this is probably the most fun, honoring Mrs. Duco for what she did, and then honoring our staff and students. There are some trying times, but this makes it all worthwhile. We're honoring 3 people tonight that I know I'm a better person for knowing them, and I believe the school's a better district for them being here. And that includes Leetonia Smith, who's unable to be here tonight because she's not feeling well. Lori was always a pleasure down on that floor. Actually, Marilyn and Marcia and Lori were all on the bottom while I was here for my 9th year. Always down on the bottom floor. And with the middle school, which is, I was a middle school principal, and that's a tough age. But the most fun I've ever had, you know, as far as when I was teaching. I loved teaching middle school. And the and Leetonia Smith, she was an alumni, and she taught here for over 20 years, 25 years, coached basketball, did a lot of extracurricular activities, and she was always data-driven and always dedicated beyond the hours of the school day. And we have something I told, she was always caring about others too, because she didn't want to get anybody else sick, so she could not be here today. So I'll take the picture out to her house. The Mrs. Huddleston, I'll go on to talk about Mrs. Huddleston. Mrs. Huddleston was a building leader, not just educational but spiritually. Mrs. Huddleston is a very spiritual person who's I've got to know, and I really appreciate that bond that we've talked about, and I've really enjoyed conversations. As I said, she makes great chocolate chip cookies. Every time I see the bag on my desk, I'd be this is a good day. Mrs. Huddleston was Leetonia alumni. I think she's at every job in the system but mine. She's been on the Board of Education.
She said, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You didn't catch that.
Yeah. She's been an alumni, Board of Education, teacher aide, substitute teacher now. I think at every job in the system. Like I said, I've really enjoyed over the years her kind heart. Matter of fact, her and Ray actually grew up in my neighborhood in Salem. That's how far back. They were at the Big Reach this morning. She'll be embarrassed me to say this, but one of the reasons that Big Reach chose us for backpacks was the connection with Mrs. Huddleston. I think that I've talked to Mr. Lewis at the time, and we had a lot of connections here through the Greenford Church, and I think that was very instrumental in them choosing us as I think we were their first school they chose, I believe. So, as I said, it's an honor that I've worked with Marilyn. I really appreciate, like I said, everything she's done for the school system, and the board president here is going to present you with. No, yeah, it does. Why? What? Because it's not going to get signed as long as I sign the other one.
All right. There you go. Works for the kids.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. You know, I've signed quite a few of these down through the years, but I guess now it's my turn to have one. And I really consider it an honor and a privilege to be receiving one of these. Thank you, thank you, thank you to everybody. It's been a privilege teaching here in this school, attending this school, graduating from this school. It's a wonderful town to live in. I've lived here all my life, and I plan to stay here the rest of it. So thank you so much, and thank you for the honor tonight. I appreciate it. Thank you.
I'd say 9 years as superintendent. I'd say probably close to 15 board members have been on the board since I've been here. Michael met Michael at the levee in the library. The first time I met Michael was at the levee in the library. We were trying to pass a levee. And I'll tell you what, I was just, I think I'm a pretty optimistic, positive person, but boy, I pale in comparison when I first met Michael. The enthusiasm was just electric in the room. It was unmatched. Fortunately, being able to become friends with Michael over the years. Michael was here when, we tell the story, Michael was here when Jen and I, we talked about it. We had $40,000 in the general fund in January, waiting for tax to come in. And we called the state to see what we could do to make payroll. We didn't know if we could make payroll at that time, because that tax settlements weren't in.
And Michael gave you the money.
No, but I'll tell you what, Michael was through everything and never let us get down. He always was there for a lot of difficult times. We through attrition and ended the year, and in the last 6 years, able to give a 19% pay increase to the teaching staff and the classified staff. His business sense has been invaluable for that, and he is. He comes into the room. He comes into the hall during the school day. It's like a celebrity. Go Bears! High-fiving everybody. Everybody's ready to finish their day. Like I said, he's been at my 9 years. He's been a board member 8. We got elected the year my first year, I believe.
First full year, yeah.
My first full year. So we've been through a lot together. Michael, as everybody knows, is moving on beyond the Board of Education to serve the county as a state senator. And I know one thing I'll always have Leetonia on his mind. Like I said, a very special person, not just another person who I've talked to on many occasions about the blessings of this life and how fortunate we are, and that we both appreciate life in general and friendships and relationships. So I'll let Mr. Hendricks your award, and thank you for all your service, Michael.
Thank you. Just take a minute here. I just feel like in life, you have to leave your mark. And I know, like when I was at Emerson, we had a professor say, because I love politics, so we would always talk about national politics and how incredible this country is. Whatever side of the aisle you stand on, it's an incredible country. But my professor said something which was amazing. He said, national politics don't affect your normal life. Local does. So, whether you're going to do something at church or something with the softball or baseball or basketball, something with the trustees downtown or my replacement, who I think is awesome, you will make a difference. And you can't let people know that you existed and that you tried. And when you get down or depressed, you spend one day in these halls and you see these kids running around. You look at these videos that Marcia just showed us, and you see passion in these kids' eyes. And you see an ability for these kids to just dream. Before the mortgage comes, before the insurance comes, before the student loans come, before all the dreary stuff that brings you down into depression, these kids see stars. And they dream, and they want to achieve everything. And with these guys here and with you, you guys can make a difference. You can let everyone know that you actually existed and that you made a difference. And you just didn't waste your life. It's been the honor of my life to serve you. Thank you.